for dozens of millions of people. It is the #1 fast food franchise in the world, the great favorite, the best, and from North America to Latin America, from Africa to Europe, and from Asia to Oceania, there are almost no countries without at least one, or sometimes hundreds of McDonald's restaurants in their major cities. Between fabulous presentation and genius marketing, there will be very few who dare to deny that it is a powerful empire. But with over 100 million customers served, and more than 70 years since its founding, on May 15, 1940, in San Bernardino, California, there are plenty of terrifying anecdotes, and although McDonald's quality control is quite high, human errors are inevitable, and some will make you wrinkle your face like you have no idea. These are the 7 most disgusting things found in McDonald's food. Number 7. It's curious because one of the most harmless insects that exist is, for the vast majority, the most unpleasant and repulsive. Imagining it climbing up your leg is an unbearable feeling for many. Now, if it's not too much trouble, imagine how it would be to find one crushed inside the food that you paid for. Unfortunately, this happened to a child. He was eating his hash brown, a type of croquette, when suddenly, on the 3rd bite, he saw that among the whiteness of the potatoes, there was something black and membranous. As he crumbled the bite, what was his surprise, and worse, his mother's surprise, when she saw the remains of a cockroach. Not satisfied with the sovereign complaint she made, the boy, who luckily for McDonald's, had a smartphone with a high-resolution camera, took a photo of the incident, and uploaded it to reddit.com. The repulsive anecdote forever remained in the memory of the internet. Number 7. Number 6. Some countries call them Band-Aids. Others call them plasters. But just seeing the image is enough to know what it is. It's not something we associate with anything particularly disgusting, unless, of course, it is used and has a sticky blood stain. If you are smart, you'll already guess where this is going. Lauren Coleman, a university student, was standing in line at the McDonald's on campus to buy some delicious fries on her way to class. Immersed in her own thoughts as she ate them, one by one, she was unknowingly participating in a disgusting game of Russian roulette. Fry. Use ban. She took it out of the container and contemplated it in all its imminent, lumpy, and bloody splendor. Lauren was very upset, so much so that although she did not take a photo of the incident, she managed to get it to the press, an experience never to forget. Number 6. Number 5. Whether number 5 on this list is more or less disgusting than the previous ones is debatable, but it stays in its spot due to the terrible way the victim found it. Mr. Yusuf Burzil was about to experience a taste of Western fury. The man bought a complete hamburger there. Like the other customers, he was about to eat it comfortably, sitting at one of the restaurant's tables. Between innocent bites, he felt something stuck between his teeth, something that actually hurt his gum and made it bleed a little. The man tried to remove the object with his tongue, but it was very rough and hard and was very stuck. Frightened, the man stood up and rushed to the bathroom. And when he gave the mirror his best smile, he discovered the horror. A large, dirty human nail was inside his hamburger, and he found it in the worst possible way. The man managed to extract the nail, but a second later vomited over the sink and immediately made a complaint that, of course, other indignant customers made public on the internet. Yusuf Burzil was interviewed by the press. It was then that everyone realized that, besides being a good guy, he has a sense of humor. From now on, I will only eat homemade burgers, he declared to the cameras. Number 5. Number 4. There are those who don't understand the point of going to McDonald's to order a salad. In fact, it is known that some people get irritated when others do this. They might be pleased to know that this woman received a terrible and unjustified lesson. In the year 2006, a football coach named Todd Ollie from Texas ordered a salad at the drive-thru. to take to his wife. Like a good man, he took the lunch to his wife with a fork. What was the surprise of the poor lady when she was about halfway through her meal? Something hairy, black, and dead emerged from among the lettuce. Worthy of a horror movie, the lady might have heard the music from Psycho as she moved the condiments with a fork and discovered a rat, dead and soaked in olive oil, at the bottom of the plastic container. Husband and wife furiously went to the restaurant and, to top it off, the manager on duty was not polite to them, something that undoubtedly would cost him his job in the chain a good amount of money. The Alice sued McDonald's for $1,700,000. McDonald's decided not to fight the case and settled in private, which undoubtedly came in the form of a lot of money. Number 4. Number 3. The third place involves the most popular finding of all. In fact, it is likely you know it. It started as an urban legend that turned out to be true. And to prove it, there are photographic evidence and a real story that even appeared in the press. A Latina woman, Catherine Ortega, decided to give her children a pleasant surprise. McDonald's chicken. She bought the box at the drive-thru and took it home. Once there, she set the table and cheerfully called the children, who expressed their surprise and gratitude for the meal. When Catherine put the box's contents on a tray to serve it, she noticed one of the pieces had a strange shape, so much so that she decided to inspect it. When she pulled it out from among the chicken pieces, the family's luncheon day were brutally ruined. And much like Yusuf, the man from number 5, Mrs. Ortega told the press that, from now on, she will serve only homemade food. Her children were not there to give statements, but I doubt they objected. Number 3. Number 2. It happened in the year 2011. Lake Savage, a young Australian, experienced a scene that will probably haunt him for the rest of his life. No wonder what he had to contemplate up close, and worse, with him as the main protagonist, came in his burger. It was like something out of a Freddy Krueger movie, and his luck is as extraordinary as his extraordinarily disgusting discovery. The boy ordered a double Whopper with pickles. He received his order in the typical McDonald's wrapping, and along with a soda, he carried it on a tray to his seat. Since Lake is strict with fast food chains, as is known, entitled to demand and receive for what he pays for, he checked if his burger had the pickles he asked the cashier for. This action was perhaps the greatest stroke of luck in his life. At first, he thought the meat was moving. Then, in a thought of madness, he believed it was alive. The macabre illusion lasted only a few seconds, to give way to a heart-stopping certainty. The meat was full of maggots. The pulsating creatures moved half-buried in a vision that seemed taken from some circle of Dante's Inferno. Lake Savage held back from vomiting, but made a major complaint at the counter. And very fortunately for the chain, he only asked for an apology and his money back. Number 2. Number 1. The horrifying thing about number 1 is that we will never know if the object was used or not. We were never allowed to know, since it involved a minor, and the mother, understandably, decided to protect her daughter's privacy. It happened in Switzerland and relates to the most disgusting anecdote McDonald's has in its more than 70 years of existence. The 7-year-old victim was put in danger because of this and had to undergo tests just to rule out any risk. The girl received from her mother a box of fries that she had just bought at the counter. As she ate them, the little girl, too late, looked down at the bottom of the container. There was something strange and transparent rolled up among the broken fries left at the bottom. When the little girl, curious and scared, pulled it out, she might have seen the object with confusion, but her mother, with absolute horror, a condom. As mentioned before, objectively, we will never know if it was used, but everything indicates that it was, since even the police showed up at the place, and shortly after, The city's health department did too, and closed the restaurant. Undoubtedly, there wouldn't have been so much fuss over an unused condom. The rest was resolved behind closed doors. This anecdote is so repulsive, so nightmarish, that involving a 7-year-old girl. It's not funny, but it was real, and adds to the list of legendary anecdotes of the world's largest and most famous fast food chain.